Greetings, peace, and blessings. Welcome to tonight's installment of the Ball. This is your girl, Lundy. Okay, this is our guest right here, so we'll talk about that after we finish interviewing her. Okay? This is her. You see the number on, too, right? Yeah. Bring her on.
Yeah, she's on. She's on right now.
Yes. Greetings, Queen. I know this is Jahna, right? Greetings.
Oh, greetings. How are you?
Hi, Queen. How you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I feel a little bit better. I feel a lot better. And you sound wonderful. It's a long time coming. How's everything going?
Yeah, going great. You know, just doing a lot of work in music and fashion, and looking forward to 2017 and what it's going to bring. I feel like for me, it's going to be a new creative era. So yeah, doing really well. Thank you.
No, thank you. It's an honor again to have you on. Since we spoke last year, it's been so much that you have, you know what I'm saying, just catapulted into, you know what I'm saying. We'll go into brief brackets about that, but I'm gonna just ask you which field do you get the most enjoyment out of? The fashion, the music, or just now with the global ambassador? That's so awesome. Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And I was just speaking about women and the dynamic and the double standard that we still fight out here. So how does it feel to be even just appointed that position?
Yeah, it feels great, and at the same time, it imposes a certain level of responsibility. You know, the further you move with certain things and levels in your career, I always remember that for me, it's I have more things to show and hopefully teach people. Do you know what I mean? Like anything that I learn myself, I really have to think through what I want to put out musically, in terms of fashion, in terms of inspiration. So, but it feels great. But definitely, I see as a way to give back to people and to the community more. And for me, the main, obviously, my main passion is music, and it has always been that way because pretty much I've been doing music all my life and gradually learned production and engineering after, I've been a singer since childhood, since I basically was started talking, and I learned to play instruments and engineer and produce and make beats and things like that. So music has always been my main passion and something that will always stay with me. However, in terms of fashion, the way I see it is I just add fashion and what I'm doing in it as another form of expression, another form of art, to really express myself as the artist that I am. So to me, fashion and music really work really well together. So through fashion, I'm able to channel another side of me, and more visual side of me that I'm trying to put out through music. And for example, when I'm modeling or going on the runway shows, at the same time, I'm meeting a lot of amazing people, new designers, and I end up collaborating with them in more than just a runway show or a photo shoot. A lot of the times, for example, I've been working with this designer, Helen Williams, Hell of a Girl, and I've been wearing her dresses and outfits for my performances, as a stage costume, and working this way sometimes, like jewelry, for example. I just find creative ways to to kind of implement that, and at the same time, for me, life is art and art is life. And the way I dress is how I feel today and how I feel every moment. So for me to even be inspired to create music, I even dress up a certain way. I feel like wearing something green and a bit of gold.
You're beautiful.
To make that type of beat.
You're beautiful.
Well.
And my favorite dress is the one that you wore on the red carpet by the Love 7 dress, the pink one. The strapless pink one. It was like hot pink, and then you had the jewelry on, and your hair was just straight back. Yes, And I was just watching that runway walk. It's fierce. No, like really, because for me, fashion is a sense of creating your own sense of style. It doesn't matter, and just owning it. You can have on something that's very simple, but just the attitude from within will project, and then the outfit will just be screaming at everyone. You know what I'm saying? In a good thing. And like just looking at the runway shows, and just seeing that walk, like just the dynamic of it's amazing. Just the dynamic of just how can I say what we're used to as far as nostalgic modeling. It's that stick figure, super tall. No facial expression, but then with the walk, it's like swag, what we call swag in the walk. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that's a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? You got these models that's 12 years old or 16 years old out here, and they haven't experienced anything, and they're just basically projecting what it is that they're told to do, rather than someone like yourself who is actually, you know what I'm saying, the epitome of resilience, and you can see that in swag and the confidence in the walk. Because, I know a lot about modeling, too. So in regards to just, that pink dress, and I don't like pink as a color. I have one pair of pink Jimmy Choo suede shoes, and I don't even wear them like that. But this dress is just, and it just gives like the Indian feel. It's just, I love that dress. I was like, yes, when she wore it. I saw the picture. I was like, yeah. Yes.
Oh, amazing. So, yeah, but you're right. You're right, definitely. Actually, that's the thing. I started modeling after, I've done a lot of things in music, after I lived some life. So, I started modeling while being a bit more mature, if you know what I mean, as an adult rather than as a teenager. So that's, and you're right. Genuinely, like how you feel, it will come across. So when I walk the runway, that's how I feel. And I feel that with age and with time, with experience, as an artist and as a person, as a woman, all of that, to me, it's all a blessing, and it all adds up in a positive way. And I hope it comes through the walk, as well as on stage and everywhere else. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, because when we spoke last time, as far as your journey, you went. So many people were impressed with the interview, and just impressed with you as far as your journey. I use that word a lot when it comes to projecting what it is that we're going through every day. I coin it, my journey. So just the fact of, saying coming from where you come from, but then, there's a lot of people when it comes to just music. Talking about Aftermath, I love that song. You know what I'm saying? But just in regards to just the fact that. You hands-on look with your own production and engineering and things like that. How does that feel when it comes to just, the recognition that you get for that? Because there ain't a lot of women out here doing that, if any. Maybe in Missy Elliott, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, it's hard to know people I know, besides yourself.
Yeah, actually, you're right. And Missy Elliott is one of my personal inspirations as well. As a woman producer, as a great musician and artist. Well, for me, when I started making beats and engineering, it was something that I just really wanted to do. I didn't think about anything else, any external factors, any challenges that I might face or anything like that. I was just obsessed. Oh, how do I make music with equipment and with a computer? The minute I found out that you can make music on a computer, that's it. That was it for me, because I love computers and the technology, and then I love music, So for me, that was something that was really fascinating. And as I said, as a teenager, I was really fascinated just with the nature of sound. I was wondering what is the physics behind the sound? How does it exist? Why is there, I'll be listening to music and songs and analyzing as a producer, with those type of ears. How the bass line goes with the hi-hats and with the vocals. Oh, I like that effect on that vocal. So, and I like that synth line. And what is it there? And I wanted to, my initial impulse was, can I make something similar? Can I make something new? Can I just experiment? And, I was just really, and as today, it's the same thing for me. Every time I just sit down to create some music, for me, it's just an amazing, beautiful world of discovery, personal discovery, creativity. So over the time, definitely, as a woman, there are certain challenges, but at the same time, if you love what you're doing, you will get recognition, because in the end of the day, people will see that you're really striving, you're really working hard at it, and you know, like I've recorded a lot of different artists in my studio, and I've produced and made beats for other people as well. And to be quite honest, I've recorded like some rappers, and they've said that well, they went to other studios, you know, and there were guys engineering and things like that, but they would still come back to me because they felt that the way that we work, the workflow was the best. And to me, the best thing to hear is that, you know, I'm putting in my hard graft and work and passion, and I'm just trying to learn, you know, how to be the, you know, how to do it the best way I possibly can. And then somebody says, well, you know, I choose you. Let's work together. Let's just continue this because I feel we have the best, you know, musical and creative chemistry in this sense, and
right.
the best positive results. And I'm thinking, you know, that is the best sort of feedback that you can get from people that you're working with. Definitely, I just feel it comes from the fact that I really love it. You know, I just really love it. And to me, I always look forward to what is going to be next in music and what is going to be next in the music equipment and what I can what is the next sound that I can create. So I always learn. I'm always like a student. I'm always open to new ideas. That's why I just see it this way, that when I get positive feedback from people, you know, I take it in, but I'm also continuing to upgrade my knowledge and myself, and for me it's about inspiring other women, hopefully to do similar things. And but you know, when I started, as I said, like in Russia there were no female producers at all, so I didn't even think about it. I was obsessed with music. So you know, and
see, that's the...
I used to
No, go ahead.
Sorry?
Mm-hmm.
What did you say?
Go ahead.
So I was so when I started out, I wasn't even thinking like oh, I'm a girl or I'm a woman, you know, growing up, that I'm going to be doing this. My dad bought me the computer when I was like 13, and he thought I was going to play games. And the minute I got it, I wasn't interested in games. I got internet, and through internet I found out that you can make music on a computer. And then I was obsessed, and I got some pirate versions of Fruity Loops 2.5 when I was like in Russia. And I started playing around, and I used to have like my friends who were like boys from the area. They used to come around and rap, and some of them were trying to make music as well, like teenagers, you know, 15, 16, and were interested in hip-hop and everything. So we would listen to tunes together and analyze them. And, you know, that was kind of my upbringing. And then when I was like 17, you know, I basically just follow. I'll just basically ask any sound engineer that I would meet, and all of them were guys. I say, can I please come and sit in the studio right next to you? I just want to watch, you know. And all of them, majority of them were like middle-aged, you know, experienced sound engineers, and they've never had like a girl, like a young girl, asking just to sit in the studio and watch what they're doing. They were like, oh, okay, you know. But that was I just didn't know how to learn, like what would be another way, because there were no courses, no production or engineering colleges or courses or universities where you could actually learn it. So, and there wasn't any magazines that you could buy that I'm buying here in UK right now. So that was the only way I could do it. And going on and forwards, then of course it was just always pursuing the dream of just becoming the master of this. You know, that's it.
Right, exactly. So being just having the ear for sorry to cut you off, but having the ear for production, what do you kind of lean towards more, drums or bass lines or piano?
Oh, so what do I lean towards the end, or what would I start with?
Or incorporate just overall. I love drums.
It could start in different ways, but most of the times it does definitely start with drums and the bass line, and then layering more drums.
Okay.
Like the the basic drumlets and some bass lines, then layering more drums, and then working on that, and then working through different sections of the song, and then adding obviously other instruments and working on, and then towards the end, as I'm building, as I'm making the beat, then thinking about the melodies that I'm going to sing. To the beat, or if I'm not going to be singing, like I'm going to give it to someone else. But usually, that way, and it just happens naturally. And sometimes,
and that chimes into aftermath.
Yeah, and sometimes also I sit down and start making one beat, and I end up making 3 in the same project session, in the same session, and then I have to separate them and save them as different. Different songs, because I realized, now I'm making something else. So actually it sounds like a different song.
Okay, so the motivation for Aftermath. I love that song. I think it's innovative. What's the motivation behind that record?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, Aftermath is the first track coming off of my upcoming album, and the Aftermath is kind of like, for me, it's like this challenging point in my life where I feel there's a certain like era of my life of 10 years that is kind of closing right now, and I'm moving into the new era. And with regards to like whatever was happening in 2016 for me, personally, and in terms of my career, and in terms of how I feel, in the world in general, I thought it was like a closure of an era, and Aftermath for me is got kind of this situation in between the two major leaps in history or in a personal story as a human being, where you kind of think, okay, this is the end, but I'm just going to go in it with a warrior mindset. I'm just going to go and try my best and do my best. So that's why the artwork for that basically has the warrior on it. It's a drawing done by the artist that I'm working with, Einar Timurgaliev, and you're going to see more artwork, collaboration between his artwork and my music coming up with this album. He's done my album cover and much more. There's going to be an exhibition and things like that. But so it's like a warrior mindset, and just being able to decipher through the lies and through confusion and through any kind of illusions, misconceptions, and really cut through straight to the truth, like a warrior, like a samurai, like a Sikh, like a person that is just able to cut out whatever is not needed anymore, what needs to be left in the past, and just really go forward with a straight mind, even if you're alone as a warrior. If you're the only warrior in the battlefield, and you're still going forward. And that's kind of like the beginning for the journey of that warrior going forward. And it's kind of like this album is kind of like a journey, like the other songs are going to tell more about the transformations, finding love and finding inspiration and going through it and winning and even having any kind of doubts or whatever, just going through the human experience. So that's basically the motivation behind the song.
Right, and that's awesome because it's a lot of women, and there's a lot of women that are listening right now. But just as far as documenting your journey, but then just being the epitome of like I said, as far as your journey to resilience, and then on top of being a mom, and just the things that entail with that, you're a wonderful mom, and the time spent with and away from and then incorporating, mommy duties, as I call it, in with your career and what it is that you love to do, So just the fact that, you titled the concept of the album and the songs is perfect, in my opinion.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel, it's coming to this point for me personally for a long time, but also I just feel connected with, the people and the world. And I think we're living in a very important time in history. And I just want to, I have loads of stories to tell, and I hope that there will be a lot of people that can relate to them, a lot of women, and that people who could relate to it on different levels, whether it's love or motherhood or striving to become better, finding yourself again, your identity, fighting for what you think is right, so many different topics. I've been working on so much music over these past years, but this is going to be my actually debut LP, like the full-length album, and I feel very inspired to do it. It's kind of I'm just going to put my whole experience and what I've seen in life and how I felt, and what's been going through my mind, and at the same time trying to connect it. Yeah, as I said, we live in a very important time in history, so I hope it can connect with the people and the world as well.
I feel it well. I feel it well, and it already has. Okay, my PR wants to ask you a question, okay? Awesome question.
Hello, Miss
Okay.
Miss Sebastian. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I wanted to ask you, I like the fact that you made this record Aftermath, and you had mentioned you made it almost like a book, the book of War and Peace. How did you come up with the concept? So you almost put a book on record. What inspired you to do that? How did you put it together? What was your writing process? Did it take you a long time to write it, or did you come up with it right away?
Oh, no. I mean, for me, yeah, that's a great question. When I'm inspired, it doesn't take long for me to actually put the ideas down. So most of my inspiration comes from real life and also philosophy and philosophers and different books and movies that I watch and things like that, combined with just how I feel today or tomorrow and in a given moment. So when I'm inspired, I just work really, really fast. So yeah, I guess it's just I'm a thinker, so I'm always analyzing everything that I see and everything that's happening. I'm watching what's happening, in the society as well, and trying to find links. And with me, sometimes I just get flashes of these ideas that just come into my mind, and next thing I'm just thinking, yeah, that's how I need to do it. So it's just a natural process, and I guess it's like a 24-hour thing. You just keep coming up with ideas that come together as a song or as a book, as a chapter, as a storyline for the video. No matter what it is, sometimes I get ideas when I sleep, and then I wake up and I just put them down as well. So it's a never-ending process. I'd say it's a journey of my life. It's kind of completely inseparable from me doing just normal things that I'm doing anyway, like brushing my teeth or eating food. That's the same way that how the creative process happens. I get ideas and then just put them down 24/7 at any given time. I could be talking to someone, I could be talking to you right now, and I could have another idea, and I could put it down later, or add it to as another detail to the song that I'm working on. So that's the same thing with Aftermath and the rest of the album as well. And I'm definitely working on another book on a book as well that is going to be like an adventure in music. And yeah, it's going to be different. It's going to be very adventurous and kind of like a fairy tale. It's going to be really fun to read.
Wow.
So
I like that concept. There used to be a time where they used to have movies on records, and people used to take concepts of the movies and they used to put them on records. But this concept of you taking a book and you putting it on record and then you bringing it to life, that's going to be inspirational for anybody who never read War and Peace, and that's gonna definitely bring in more more people, like more traffic, and just open up the idea of who Miss Sebastian is.
Yes, that's right. And yeah, definitely. And to me, like, I kind of like to have this synthesis of different forms of art. So to me, like, a book can easily be translated into a record, into a song, into an album, or into 10 albums. And then that can be translated into a movie. The music itself, the lyrics or the storylines, or additional images can be translated into a movie. And then all of that can be translated into beautiful art pieces. So that's how we're working on this exhibition as well, which is going to be tied to the album, and it's going to follow through on the theme of the album itself, but also add another story, the story of the artist that I'm working with. So it's kind of like two lives, but going deep into the experiences, like human experiences of love, loss, and pain, and resolution, and finding yourself, and so much more. And he's got his own story. I've got my own story. So he's got his story, as a man. I have my story as a woman, and kind of like a creative, two sides of the same creative coin, if you know what I mean.
Symbiote.
So
yes, symbiotic.
Yeah. Exactly. Plus we're both Gemini, so you're going to see the Gemini theme there as well.
Oh.
So in that sense, following with that as well.
Will it be a visual?
Yes. There's going to be some visuals, installations. Some of the, we're trying to kind of like create this experience for people. When they come in, they're just going to come in to the exhibition and spend the time there, and then they're just going to come up. But while they're in, they'll basically literally, we want them to just interact with the art and the music and the visuals and all the installations as just a complete, full-on audio-visual experience that can hopefully as well transcend into and relate to their lives. Anybody could hopefully find something that they could see familiar in those art pieces and in the visuals and in the music. So that exhibition will come out. We're working on it right now as I'm working on the album. As I'm putting the finishing touches to certain projects, within the album, and so it's all connected. It's all connected. And
wow.
Yeah, 2017. I see it as this very important year for us.
Right. Well, you started off last year with such a, a quiet lead up, but a very impactful lead up to what it is that you're doing now. As far as stateside, have you made it over here yet? As far as visiting again?
New York. Or
yes.
Like the States.
New York.
I went to. Yeah, do you know what? I went to New York for a few days last summer, but I just went really just for a few business deals and things like that, just to also see a few people and my publicist Kathy, but it was very, very quick, and it wasn't planned. Literally, I just got on the plane and just went there in July past year. But definitely looking forward to have a more planned and a longer trip to the States. Hopefully this year, and hopefully looking forward to hopefully doing a show, maybe a few shows, and spending a bit more time there, and also working with some people and things like that. Because now, and this time, hopefully, we're just going to have more time to get ready and prepared specifically for this.
Right.
And I hope it will be amazing.
So. Because of this, the way you've broken out in regards to just the fashion aspect of what it is that you do overall. A perfect fit. Like coming up, New York Fashion Week. You know what I'm saying? It'll be awesome to see you. I mean, it would be an awesome experience for you to watch a show at New York Fashion Week, but even more awesome to see you on a runway at New York Fashion Week. Because there are so many designers that are up and coming, so many, like, just so many that, you know, don't get the recognition that they should. You know, it'll take one person to put on that right outfit and, you know what I'm saying, and take a picture in it, and then their name is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that would be awesome as well for you, an experience.
Yeah, that will be an amazing experience. I would love to do that. Definitely. To me, I love traveling. I love meeting new people, collaborating with other creatives, and just like putting my vision with their vision together. And sometimes, you know, the way I see it, like, for example, when I'm working with designers, like, initially we think about a certain look and we put on the dress, but then you have that creative input, but then you add different photographers' way of looking at it and taking different pictures from different angles, and then you can get even more creative, and like those pictures could be aligned with, you know, with music or with other visuals or with videos. And next thing, these pictures or these looks, they start living a separate life out of the runway as well. They give the life to the dress or to the designer's idea, and grow into something else, into the next idea. And it's always inspiring and amazing to see how it can go. And the progression. Yeah, definitely. And I know there's a lot of talent in New York, like amazing designers there, and New York Fashion Week would be amazing. Would be beautiful.
Right. Right. But what you have already, you know what I'm saying, accomplished and achieved is awesome as well. You know, just you know, being a female that's just in a I don't call it, and I'm not going to start calling, you know what I'm saying, what entertainment is a male-dominated field, you know, even though subconsciously, you know, we still think that it is. You know, it's just awesome to see, you know what I'm saying, women making a stand, you know what I'm saying, creating their own brands and control of what it is that they love to do and want to do, and not allowing anyone or anything to really come in between that. And to incorporate, you know what I'm saying, like I said, being a mom and incorporating that into everything, so it creates your 360 year-round. So I think that's awesome because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, what you created, like I was talking about earlier online, of creating, instead of looking for, you know, you have a lot of people who look for women to co-sign just to have a woman on board and really don't give the woman no shine or no light, or low-key is kind of jealous of, you know, the attributes that this woman has, and then you might see a cycle of them replacing the woman over and over again, or just let the same woman be on the same side for 20 years with no real input or role in what it is that this brand or whatever this company or radio show or TV show is doing. So the fact that you know what I'm saying, ventured out on your own and incorporate all three of the things that you do, you know, the producing, the songs, and then the fashion, and then mommy, you know, being a mom, you know, for me, it's something that's going to make your year even better than it was last year. So
well, thank you so much. And yeah, thank you so much. And what I'd like to say is definitely it's important to kind of like stay focused. And you're right, you know, it is in the on the side of the like the creative side in terms of like beats and, you know, certain parts of the industry. Yes, like we would say that pretty much in mostly around the world, it is a male-dominated industry. It's just the way that it happened. So for a woman, I guess, like, just like for anyone else as well, it's very important to stay focused and focused and no matter what setbacks there could be. Like I'm going to be honest. Like sometimes I've worked with amazing people and everything just happens naturally. And you do get recognition and things like that. But in other times I did have to fight for myself, like really hard, because I wasn't one of the boys. So you have to be really tough in those situations, and you have to really put your best foot forward. First of all, you have to be the best. And then second, you have to sometimes I had to really prove my point and say, well, you have to put my name on there. Don't like it's not featuring, it's produced by Jahna Sebastian. It's not or just don't even dare not to put my name there at all, because that's the track that I've produced. I've invited you to the studio. There's been situations like that, but I've always made sure to point it out and really fight for myself and tell them that this is not the way. Or sometimes there have been times when, you know, like say sometimes you look cute and as a woman, some people, this could be just a genuine experience. For example, they might like, if you don't look like really like this big person that is, you know, to be scared of or something, you know, they might think, oh, you're so nice and cute and everything, so let's just see if I can take advantage of you financially, you know. Try and pretend that you said that this was this cost, like this fee was not for one track, that was for 3 tracks. And then you have to really fight and stand up for yourself and say, no, that's what I said. This was the original agreement, or you're not getting no tracks. And you have to really, like, be tough in that sense. So there's different people, different experiences, and it's very important to keep your head up. Also, another thing is obviously there was always this kind of, a situation of choice for me. Like, when I started out, it was very clear to me, especially when I was in Russia, and a similar thing happened when I came to UK, you know, and moving forward with the music experience, is that there was 2 choices. Is that if I got signed to a label in Russia, most of them, like a major label or something, you know, most of the females are not allowed to, most of the pop stars are not allowed to write or produce their own music. So I would have not have any control at all. And then it's very easy to be taken advantage of by people in power over there. And it was a known fact that pop stars, some of them were really taken advantage of. The other ones, if they had, you know, money themselves from their family or maybe from their husband, had a bit more protection against that. But if you're just getting signed to a major label and a major person, and they're promising you the world, and the next thing, the stuff that they had to go through, and it was easy to control them because they had no creative control, because they had no rights, no royalties to come through from the music. They were only singing, so it was easy to tell them, well, we can just replace you. We can get someone else to sing it. Like, you owe us. And for me, that was always the crucial point. I was thinking, well, I really don't want to be in that position. I'm an artist. I have ideas. So I'm just going to do it my own way. And that's obviously how I learned to produce and engineer and do different things. Naturally, I was thinking, well, I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want to do certain things. I don't want to compromise my reputation or even who I am. I just not, you know, certain things, like, you just don't, you would think, even when you're 16 or 18, you would be thinking, well, this just doesn't go. This is not very inspiring to me as an artist, and I really need to respect myself as a human being after all. So there were experiences in Russia where I just had to think before, like anything, I had to think, well, I just have to take control in my hands, and I just have to learn how to do this myself. And then instead of being the controlled and being the one that is just following the lead, and you don't even know where it's taking you to, and who is when they're going to get rid of you in the end of it, just create my own movement. And that's how it was in Russia. And that's when I came here, I started from scratch again. It was the same thing. Like in Russia, I already had an audience and fans and things happening, 3 bands, performances, recording, and everything. Came to London, nothing, like, just because I had to immigrate, like, move really, really quickly, you know, as a political refugee. And when I came here, I had nothing going on at all, obviously, because I didn't know no one, had to start everything from scratch. Again, it was the same thing. What do? Do I go and just submit myself, you know, in my freedom to people that would just take control, but I don't even know where it's going to take me, and whether it's I might just redeem so much freedom that I may never be able to become the artist that I want, or just start my own movement. So that's how I worked in the music technology shop at first when I came to London, and then from the music technology shop, I saved some of the money and the equipment, and the discounts and things like that. I built my studio. And then from the studio, before I even built it, like I just drew a picture on New Year's Eve. Like this is my studio for this was 10 years ago. This is my studio that I want to have. So I built it according to the vision that I had. And then next thing, the studio became the center of like Russian hip hop in UK, because these rappers, they just found out, oh, Jahna has a studio, let's go and record there, and one after another they started coming. So it became like a part and the driving force behind the movement. And that's how I roll. Like I always think, do you know what? Sometimes if you feel it's you have to give out the control, you really can't be yourself somewhere else, just do your own thing, just be the leader and just create your own movement.
Exactly. That's what I touched on earlier in regards to creating your own brand that way, and make it to where people will reach out to work with you, instead of it being a situation where it seems like you're groveling or bootlicking to get anything done. And that's what you have done, created a brand and expanded on the brand that you already started when you were in Russia, kind of sort of with your steps. And this is what makes the realm of just entertainment better, when it's variety, when you read the person's story and you go in the backlog and read their autobiography or their story, and it says that they started from scratch, they did this on their own, they built their own, brand and empire. It's a beautiful thing. It's cool to have people that, help you out, but it's always some type of disparagement or some type of falling out 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? But if you create the brand yourself and build on it yourself with a little bit of, help from the outside, or just for people reach out to you to work for it, if things don't go right or if they go the best way they can, it's you that you reflect upon and say, wow, I did this myself. So, congratulations.
That's right. Hello? Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Real quickly. How influential has Kathy been to where you are right now? Because you mentioned earlier that you're an artist and you want to do the artist. You want to focus on your artwork. And how much has Kathy been helpful to allow you to be creative?
Definitely, Kathy helped me a lot, and I'm really grateful to her for all the work that she's done for me and we've done together. We've been working together pretty much almost 3 years now. To think about it, that's quite a long time, and it's been amazing. To be quite honest, before working with her, I didn't have to do too much of this logistics and in between work that is not very creative at all. For me, like that was kind of that was, well, it is creative in a way, but it was not. It was kind of distracting me in terms of doing the songs and working in the studio and just focusing on the art and the music. So obviously Kathy is a professional in that. She is doing pretty much the same things but 1,000 times better because that's what she does.
Kathy's
and
awesome.
That's what she's experienced at. And of course she knows that side of the industry much better than me, and she has so much experience working with so many artists and entertainers and people within the industry as well. So this is what she does, and of course when you have such a professional on your side, really taking care of those things, as I say, much better than the job that I was doing for myself. Plus, as an artist, for example, okay, it's really hard to sell yourself because it's a lot easier to sell somebody else, like to sell somebody else's work and say, yeah, this is great, this is amazing. But when it comes to yourself, you're not going to say, well, look at me, like I have the best album out ever, or check out, like, can you play my tunes? It's a bit awkward and it's a bit weird to do it for yourself. And a lot of the times you're not going to be consistent on it as an artist. So it's a lot better when someone else who is really trained and experienced in doing exactly that for the artist and people is just going to do it much quicker, more efficient, and really represent you and just help you out. Yeah, like we've been working really closely through all this time, and definitely she helped me a lot.
Right.
Yeah. So
as far as go ahead, Queen. No, it's the delay. That's what it is. That's what is happening. It's the delay of time, because you're calling from Britain, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like that pause
right.
in between. So yeah, it's awkward. But now we used to it, because this is what happened last time. So it's nothing. So go ahead, Queen. What were you saying?
Yes, and obviously Kathy is a strong woman herself. You know, I've learned that about her. She is a leader herself. She is someone that I've learned a lot from myself as a person. I just really admire her. So I hope that a lot of artists can have someone that they can work with, somebody like Kathy.
Yes, I love
it. Definitely is great to have someone like her on your team.
Yes. Yeah, Kathy's amazing. I look forward to working with her and you in the future in regards to other endeavors. I just think that having somebody on your team that wants what's in your best interest, you know, because you have people who are savages when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, just the entertainment industry, just period in life. You know what I'm saying? So it's very rare that you bump into somebody that's genuine, that's going to be fair, and that's going to want what's best in your interest without really looking for so much in return, but what's expected to be returned to them. You understand what I'm saying? And to be a woman on top of that, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to work, you know what I'm saying, with women, because, you know, it's a lot of cattiness with women, especially younger women. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I've come to appreciate the women that I've come across and past I've come across, and you and Kathy are one of them. I mean, or two of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's great that you have her in her, you know what I'm saying, have her in your corner. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a lot of people out here who, you know, see or assume that you're vulnerable or assume that you don't have any knowledge. And that's another thing, touching base briefly, on the fact that you produce and do, like I said, like you're one of the 2% that actually do that. So, you know, going into it, blind people assume the vulnerability, but you know exactly, you know, as far as the ear to what it is that you want, the sound that you want, or you may want to come across or create your own new sound. But, you know, just to have people genuinely that are in your corner that are for you is an awesome thing to have. So it's Kathy's awesome. I love her. I love both of y'all. Y'all awesome.
Thank you. We love you too. Definitely, yeah. It's very important to have someone like Kathy for any artist as well. Yeah, she definitely she's very genuine. She knows. As I said, she knows she's very professional. She knows how to do it really well. She's on top of things at all times, and she genuinely believes, you know, in people that she works with and their talent, and genuinely wants to help them. And this is what the team is supposed to be about. You know, everyone's doing their thing in the best way they can, and really having amazing results that way. Nobody's fighting, nobody's having no cat fights or anything like that. Everybody's kind of just creating a movement together, even if it's a movement of two people working together and bringing everyone on board through time and space. But it's the way forward, and it's amazing when definitely women can work together as well. I really think it's a strong force.
Okay, awesome. So can you just let us know here at Formula 51 and people that are listening in regards to your next maneuvers, your next steps in regards to the first quarter of 2017. What is it that you have planned on doing for 2017? You know, let the people know where they can reach you at as far as, you know what I'm saying, you know, footage of modeling, just your social media, whatever it is that you want to say in regards to what's going on for the first quarter and for the rest of the year.
Sure. Definitely I'm going to be releasing more songs from my upcoming album. This is, first quarter and onwards, and then releasing my album. Definitely after that, putting out this exhibition that we're looking to take to London, hopefully New York, and further around the world as well once we do those two cities, possibly Moscow as well, and around Europe. So bringing music out first, then art that meets music. So it's the collaboration between me and Einar Timurgaliyev. Working on some visuals for the album as well, so hopefully bringing that out. Definitely doing more work in fashion and with different designers, but again, in a creative way, just how I see that fashion is a form of art that is added to, like adding visuals to the music, that is another form of art, and merging the two together to channel a certain idea. Genuinely, I just want to bring more people together, more creative people together. I love kind of introducing people to each other and then just spontaneously working on some new projects. And that way you bring out the best out of everyone, sometimes unexpectedly, this photographer that's never met that camera person, together with that singer, together with somebody else, and with that designer. And then next thing, I just love seeing the spontaneity in specific projects. So bringing more of that. And I feel like the industry is kind of going through, genuinely, in the West, is going through very important changes that it actually needs to go through at this moment in time. And it is time more suitable for this kind of like independent artists and people that know how to work for themselves, know how to build themselves rather than looking for handouts. And at the same time, if we could all come together and create this new sort of movement of ideas that could really push us forward, because I feel like the music, there's a lot of amazing music thanks to YouTube and internet and everything that we can discover. But just thinking about it, in today's world, we have the first time in history that we have almost 8 billion people in the world, like 7.5 onwards people in the world living. Mm-hmm. But we have the technology and we have internet for the first time in history to reach each and every one of them, as long as they have internet, within split second. So we can really broadcast to them the most amazing forward-thinking ideas, bring them together. I feel that potential is not being used at this point by the music industry. Instead, we have these talent shows like X Factor and The Voice, and all these other shows that don't really create the real type of massive talent, like Michael Jackson, like Whitney Houston, Prince, like all those amazing artists, talented artists that really had something to say, that really had something to show or to teach people, or just genuinely just amazing music that anybody in the world could understand, whether you're Chinese, whether you're from Nigeria, you're from India, you're from Russia, you're from America. All those people could relate to those type of artists. And these shows, they're not going to create this type of artists. But the industry has been focusing on that. And then at the same time, there was a lack of money on development deals with the grassroots artists that they just, a lot of the times, they wouldn't sign. But back in the days, like say 30 or 20 years ago, it would have been about going around clubs and open mics and places like that to spot the talent and then develop them, give them a chance, give them an opportunity to release like 3 albums. Hopefully the 4th one will be number 1. They were given time and opportunities to really develop their craft, and then finally hit it really big. But once they hit it big, it's legendary. It's iconic.
Right.
Now it's all about these bubblegum, really fast culture. It's all about consumerism in the mainstream. While you have a lot of amazing music that you can find on YouTube, that you can find online, but it's in the underground. A lot of it is in the underground. You have to really search, or just be in the place, be in that bar or in that club to witness that. And I feel it's the time when kind of the industry needs that major change, where it could shift back to the original roots of the real creativity coming from the streets, coming from artists with real stories, artists with a lot of experience and crafting and doing a lot of thousands of gigs before they even get to the major audience. And by that time, they're so professional, they're so amazing, nothing can knock them down. And the songs that they write and produce and things like that, it's more about that. So I feel, the industry kind of has been behind in that sense in the mainstream. So this year, 2017, I think it's the time for all of the creative forces to come together and bring that power again, bring that power to the people, and create diverse music that is looking forward to creating new sounds, new genres, and just moving forward and uniting people rather than thinking about how can we just make quick money from this little tune that just comes out.
Right, correct.
Right. So it's just about this. I feel it's the time for cultural revolution, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
And
because music is universal. Music is universal. Called to bring people together. Like you was touch basic about Michael Jackson and artists like that. Those are anomalies. We ain't gonna never have nobody ever like that. But if we could just have music artists that have put out product to bring people together or to touch on subjects that people are scared to talk about, and just make it more about less program and more about just what it is that is in each one's mind and heart, message and some type of journey, then I think that's awesome. But speaking about that, how about the global ambassador real quick before we wrap up? I need to know about this. How awesome is that to be chosen as global ambassador for all the ladies of all the nations? How did that even come about?
Well, that came about quite naturally, actually. They just decided to honor me with that and offer me this opportunity, and it feels great. I always wanted to represent women and in some way, inspire them. And in some parts of the world, there's a lot of women that don't have the same rights. Let's be quite honest, like legally, and they sometimes. It's especially hard even for those women in those parts of the world to even, if they don't know that there's someone else who is there for them, who is doing things, and they can also get inspired and still keep their heads up and somehow like survive spiritually and hope for the best as well. And maybe there's work that we can do in the future to really help women get equality all around the world, not just like in the West. I mean, like legally and in many different ways. So, and then obviously, like giving more opportunities for women to progress in this life, achieve things, and be able to merge career and if they decide to start a family and have children, also be able to incorporate that. So it's great. It's an amazing opportunity, and I hope we can a lot of amazing work around the world in that sense.
Okay.
I wanted to ask a question real quick. Like, if you could, bring back sound, a musical sound from your past, like from one of your favorite artists, which sound would that bring? Like be like some people say Michael Jackson, other people say Prince, recently passed George Michael. Who would you bring back? Like something from the past, or like would try to recreate or bring back that energy?
Definitely, I'd say it would be a merge of the artists who have influenced me the most. So it definitely Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, Prince, Whitney Houston influenced me a lot as the voice and that powerful singer, like the woman, that energy. Definitely kind of like trying to merge the best out of each of those artists and putting it together. Tina Turner, definitely. And hopefully like being able to take the best out of everyone, the message, whether it's the message, the performance, the voice, the idea, the overall universal language of their music, and creating something new out of it. And that would be awesome, especially considering, as I said, we have this vast world at our feet. Really, that we just need to reach out, but we just need to have the right message that can inspire everyone and unite everyone to reach everyone around the world. So yes, those artists definitely.
Okay. Well, Queen, I think
and
that.
I would say, and do you know what I would say? I haven't mentioned another artist who influenced me, Donny Hathaway. And Aretha. And Aretha Franklin.
Okay, awesome. Donny Hathaway, man. A lot of people don't know about Donny Hathaway. A lot of people don't know about Layla Hathaway either. But Donny Hathaway, for me, I know you do, Queen. Donny Hathaway, for me, just brought a calm, just dynamic, just the beauty and calm in that man's voice. My goodness. Yes.
Yes.
So just for you to say. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The pause.
And also, Minnie Riperton. That's another one.
Yes.
That I mean, she had an angelic voice, and she had that music. Yes. I feel that's the goals for certain songs to be created in that sense, because it's just like, I don't know, that music is just it's just so powerful. It's a journey. Like a song is meant to be like a journey, taking you through it, and definitely those vibes.
Right. Okay. All right. So, okay, we have blue time. Okay, so Queen, I just want to say on behalf of Formula 51 and the Bardar and everything that we got going on over here, it is an honor again to have you on. It's an honor to have you on.
Thank you.
And to be a part of your journey and a part of everything that you do. You're not a stranger over here. When you come to New York, I said again, I'm going to leave you all my contact information, and it would be an honor to meet up with you and show you around New York and things like that. But whatever you got going on, like we've been doing already, promoting what it is that you're doing on our pages. So we're going to continue to do that, and this is going to be a great year for you and continued success, Queen, definitely.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on the show again. I am really honored, and I love talking to you. I love being on this show. We touched so many important subjects, and it's a very inspiring show. I love it, and I recommend it to anybody.
The Bardar.
She knows what it is. She knows what it is. It's you know what? I'm gonna just say this brief before we go. That just the fact that for me, being a female, you know what I'm saying, and just regard music-wise, it's a breath of fresh air. I use that term a lot, but just to have built with you on a note where, you know what I'm saying, you are a creator of what it is that you have desired and what you want. Like as far as the music, you went out, and you took it into your hands and you create your own music. You have an ear for it. You produce your own music, and you took it upon yourself to take it even further and go into fashion and just basically pulling in what it is and creating a realm for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Instead of listening to, people who may be in your ear saying this and in your ear saying that. So it's awesome to build, and the fact that your knowledge of music is fire. You know what I'm saying? So definitely you motivate over here as well.
Thank you so much. It's a blessing to be on the Barda show and talk to you again. And I'm also following what you're up to, and congratulations. What you're doing is amazing. On your work, it's definitely an amazing thing that can inspire women and people all around the world. And I'm very proud of you as well. That
that's
you're
an
doing
honor
it so
coming
amazingly.
from you. That is an honor coming from you, and the same here with you. More. I'm a woman, and I'm more woman. I'm a more woman, pro-woman than anything else. I'm going to say that, and I don't care who doesn't like it. So I'm going to be, especially this year, it's going to be more, you're going to hear more female faces. See more female faces. You're going to see my face more. You're going to hear, because I'm doing live podcasting out of studio coming up. So if ever you in New York and I'm doing a podcast, you got to come and so that people can see the beautiful face and put the face with the name on top of whatever it is that we got going on as far as promoting you and to keep promoting you. Shout out to Kathy. We love you over here, Kathy, and looking forward to work with you in the future. You are doing awesome with Jahna and everything else that you got going on. This is Formula 51. Everybody check out Jahna Sebastian, at Jahna Sebastian on Twitter. It's the same on IG too, Queen, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And listen, and check out her new single, Aftermath, as well. It is awesome. And, again, on behalf of Formula 51, it's been an honor speaking to you. Not the first time. The first time it was an honor, and it's so impressed, but even more now based on your propelment into what it is that you're doing, Queen. It's an honor.
Thank you so much, and I also wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to more of the episodes of your show, and keep me posted on everything else that you're doing. I'll be happy to support and spread the word, and I'm recommending your show to everyone as well, the artists and creatives over here.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to what we all can do creatively in 2017
Right, together, right,
onwards.
Exactly. Right, no egos
Together.
involved. Everything is about, right, cross-promotion, yes. This episode will be available on Blog Talk right after 12, but on the YouTube page tomorrow. On the Barda YouTube, it'll be on there. So what I'll do is I'll email it to Kathy. That way she can get it to you, and you can do what you want to do with the interview as well, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Queen.
Thank you.
Say hello to your daughter. I'm so proud of you again, and it's been an honor. And you have enjoy the rest of your evening, because I know it's like 5 in the morning over there. Where you at?
It's 2:30.
Oh Lord, so yeah, you have to get your rest, because I know I'm getting ready to go to bed in a little while myself.
I'll need to wake up for school in the morning.
Okay.
For the school run.
Okay, Queen. We're not going to keep you no
be...
longer. Okay, Queen. Okay, thank you so much and enjoy. Get you some rest, okay? And we're proud of you over here.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too, and blessings and all the best. Thank you. Have a great night. You too. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, PR?
Yes. Yeah, she's amazing. You see how much she knows?
Yeah, she's definitely an honor.